What's up, YouTube? So if you haven't already heard, Codemasters, the developers of the game F1 2021, have come out and said that they had to disable ray tracing on the PS5 version of the game. So what's the reason for doing this? According to them, it's to make the game run smoother on the PS5 version of the game. Actually, this is what's been quoted. We are aware of some instability within the game for a limited number of users on the PS5 relating to ray tracing. As such, we have taken the difficult decision to temporarily disable it to aid stability. We aim to re-enable this as quickly as possible, and we will provide an update in due course. So this issue only appears to be on the PS5 version of the game, while the Xbox Series X and PC version will continue to have ray tracing enabled. I don't know about you, but to me, most importantly, I want my games to run smoothly, and I don't really care too much about eye candy. Eye candy is good and a bonus, but more importantly, I'd rather have my games run smoothly, one that is stable. So the important question is, did Codemasters rush out an unfinished version of the game for the PS5? Let's go to the place that has all the answers, Twitter, and see what other people have commented on this situation. The first comment, performance issues, must be the name of Phil's big fat check. What the? How is this even related to Xbox? Makes no sense to me. The mental gymnastics that these Sony ponies go through. According to them, everything bad that happens is Xbox's fault. The next post says, the tendency is that all games from a certain point onwards for the PS5 will no longer have ray tracing due to its inferior capacity. PS5 limiting generation sadly. To be honest, I don't think this is true. The difference between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation is hardly that big of a difference to the average gamer. I mean, most games look pretty much identical on both systems. As long as the game can run well on your preferred platform is all that matters. Okay, the next post says, read the article, devs disable ray tracing because of an issue with a limited number of issues including save files. I don't cap for any platform, but to be honest, Forza Horizon 5 didn't have ray tracing at all. Does that mean that X can't handle ray tracing? Gran Turismo 7 has ray tracing. All are racing games. Well, this comment got a reply. The reply says, laughing my ass off, Horizon 5 literally has two forms of ray tracing. It has ray tracing in photo mode and ray tracing in auto through the entire game. You didn't even try to confirm that one before you hit the reply. Look at you, all wrong as fuck and shit. Well, that was a bit embarrassing for the original poster. And then the original poster didn't reply anymore after that. It's funny because they got caught out. You know, you really can't lie on the internet because someone out there will always know the truth and you'll always get caught out. Okay, the next post says, yeah, that's it. It has nothing to do with the games not being able to run stable with ray tracing on. It's just a poorly built console, and its shortcomings are coming to light as more and more games take advantage of the next gen tech. Get prepared to see a lot more situations like this. Well, I hope that's not the case. I think the developers will fix this bug up eventually and get ray tracing to work for the PS5 version of this game. The PS5 is a pretty good console, and they have plenty of games that support ray tracing already, like Demon's Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart, just to name a few. So this is definitely just a bug that's happened. So on to the next comment. Don't mind me, I'm here to collect all the ponies' salt. All these trolls, they're funny as. Okay, the next comment says, seems more like a bug related issue. Hope it's fixed soon. Yeah, I agree with that comment. It's definitely a bug issue and will get fixed eventually. It just looks bad for Sony, that's all. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. As long as the game can run smoothly, and that's all that really matters. Okay, the next post says, I don't get why fanboys under here are laughing so much, lol. It's a temporary issue, just like with Dirt 5 on the Series X, with its low polygon. Difference is, the bug was only met by a few people on PS5. I guess the title of the article just looked really bad for Sony. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as the game can run smoothly. That's all that really should matter. Okay, the next post says, the cracks are starting to show now that the devs are starting to fully utilize the system. So this post got a reply. Like when Xbox had a server dip on Valhalla compared to PS5, but it got patched later. There is no evidence of any power difference at all. Yeah, I think what's happening is that now developers are releasing games early and unfinished and untested. It seems to be a trend that's happening more often and more recent. So the next post says, wow, not surprised. The PS5 has been punching above its weight to start the generation. But as someone familiar with hardware, the delta between Series X and PS5 is actually pretty significant. In PC terms, it is about like an RTX 2080 Super versus a 2070 or an RX 5700 XT. Significant. Wow, that's crazy. Like I said, to the average gamer, you can't even tell the performance difference between the two consoles. The difference is hardly noticeable, and what's most important is that the games run smoothly on your preferred platform. Okay, so the next post says, it'll be really awkward when GT7, Gran Turismo 7 comes out with ray tracing and looks better than this if Codemasters still hasn't patched it back at that point. Yeah, that's true. How awkward would that be for Codemasters? It wouldn't be a good look for them. Okay, on to the next post. But still, am I the only one who thinks that ray tracing is overrated? Like I seriously don't give a shit about ray tracing, smiling face with open mouth and cool sweat. You don't see a huge difference. And it doesn't bring much to compare to what it costs, in my honest opinion. Exactly. It doesn't matter if the game has ray tracing. You're not going to enjoy the game any less if you don't have it. It would be a bonus if you did have it, but I'd rather have a smooth running game. Give me 120 FPS over a game with ray tracing and 30 FPS any day. Okay, so the next post says, at this point, Sony should work on their PS Now streaming service and bring it up to par like Xbox Game Pass. Let people download the exclusive games and let the PS5 exclusive go day one to PC. They need to stop focusing on stupid hardware sales, focus on game sales and services. Yeah, that's true. I don't think Xbox is concerned about hardware sales anymore. And this strategy seems to be paying off for Xbox. Okay, so there's one last post that I have. Notice how it was a difficult decision. They need to sugarcoat it for the PS5 fans. You gotta laugh at some of these comments. So there you have it. Looks like the Xbots have come out in droves to attack the Sony ponies. So that's come to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.